Hi everyone, this is Skullshirtical TCG, and welcome to the first of hopefully many videos showing me playing the Pokemon trading card game with other people at my local Pokemon League. And the reason I'm making these kinds of videos is because there's not that many videos out there of people just playing the trading card game in real life. There's plenty of people playing the online game, but none that I could find that show them playing in real life. The only exception is official sites that actually stream online matches, or not online matches, that actually stream matches as they're being played. And I decided to try and do this to show my friends and people in general just what it's like to play the game in real life. So this was, I have 3 videos, this is the first of them. They were all taken this past Saturday, November 2nd at the Lincoln Pokemon League. And I am playing a Darkrai deck. This is a deck that is pretty much the most basic form, and it has a few flaws in it that I am working on changing right now. And me and my opponent also decided to play with the new rules. I forgot what kind of deck he has. It's not a big deck, it's some sort of custom deck. So I'm explaining to him that before each of us draws our cards, they flip a coin. And whoever wins the coin flip decides who goes first, and the person who goes first cannot attack their first turn. It's one of those new rules, and to be frank, I kind of like it, because that means that every single game you'll be able to play at least one turn, unless you get extremely unlucky and you play Execute, you start with Execute, and you lose to Hypnotoxic, Blazer, and Verbank. But hopefully those instances will be few and far between. So right there, I believe I won the coin flip, and I decided to go second because I have a Darkrai deck, and I would love to have Sableyes up and running as soon as possible. And yes, that is a proxy Darkrai, it's not the real one. I do have 2 real ones, but I need 1 more. I believe that I should be able to get a real one, though, so don't bother asking if I need one. Actually, you know what, go right on ahead, because I don't really mind at all. Anyway, so he attaches a Fire Energy to his benched Heatran, and passes. So, I attach to Darkrai, and going to computer search probably for Dark Patch. Wait, what am I? I discarded a Darkness Energy and an Ultra Ball there. It looks like I got a Dark Patch with the computer search. And if I saw my hand correctly, it looks like I have another Ultra Ball in there, so I'm just going to, I'm going to Ultra Ball away everything else, go for the Sableye. Then I'll be able to free retreat and then junk hunt for 2 of those items back. It's not the most explosive first turn. I wasn't able to use the supporter, but I was able to get the most basic setup, which puts me at a very early lead. Unfortunately, my opponent does play Heatran, which is not a fast EX, and it doesn't put out a lot of damage. He obviously wanted to start with Kangaskhan, but hold on. It looks like I'm looking through my discard pile and seeing which 2 I want to take back. I'm debating on Catcher because it now requires a coin flip. If you flip heads, you get to choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and bring that up to the active spot. So I bring back probably, it looks like Energy Switch and Dark Patch. So then it's my opponent's turn. He plays Full Art Giratina EX, which is pretty, but not the most playable card. But this is the point of League. You just go there to have fun. You don't go there to be competitive. He attaches a second energy to Heatran, and given that that is all he can really do, he passes. My turn again. So I don't really have many options here. I don't have any Darkness Energy in the discard pile, so I can't play a Dark Patch. I just junk hunt for computer search and Pokemon Catcher, and then my turn. Now, my opponent draws an Azelf. I don't remember what it does, but I believe that it's actually a fairly good card. He attaches to Heatran again and passes again. He's just waiting for his turn to get really well. I look at Heatran to see what it does. And like I said, it's not often that these matches are recorded, so if you see a few people trying to wave to the camera in the background, then please ignore it. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to do this a whole lot more often. So I think I played computer search there. I'm going to search my deck for any card. Yeah, it was definitely computer search, because it's the one search card that you don't have to reveal your card to your opponent, so you can put it face down. This helps your opponent not know which card you got, so they don't know what you already had in your hand, etc. Sometimes it's pretty blatantly obvious what you get, like if you use computer search to discard all the cards in your hand and then get a Professor Juniper, but you know, if you can help it, then it looks like I lost a card there, but anyway. Looks like I got a Darkness Energy. I'm going to be able to free retreat and Energy Switch, which just got put back in format, and thank you, Legendary Treasures. And I'm moving my stuff back into the shot. I'm going to Energy Switch the Darkness Energy back up to Darkrai. I'm going to try to catch her, and I flip heads. So then I decide to bring up the Heatran. I'm not really sure why I did that. Oh yeah, it's because Kangaskhan has a 100 HP and I didn't want to be 10 short. I'd rather wait till I had a Hypnotoxic Laser. So he plays the energy, then draws his card. He really should have played the card first, but oh well. He thinks his Kangaskhan is his discard pile, so he puts Charon there instead. But no, I fixed his mistake, and he's like, oh, okay. So, it looks like we're just talking here about something. Oftentimes we just talk about random stuff. Not just me and this opponent of mine, but just anyone. We talk about random stuff, Pokemon related or not, just to help pass the time while we do the matches, because sometimes these matches can go for a long time. So he uses his attack, I forget what it is. I attach another energy to Sableye so I can use Junk Hunt. And then that's perfect. Looks like I used Night Spear, which does 90 to the active, knocking that out, and 30 to the benched Azelf, which already had 30 on it, and with 60 HP total, that knocks that out, and I just took 3 prizes in one turn. Which is not uncommon with Darkrai, but still, it's sometimes I just feel bad for my opponent whenever I do that. So he plays a Caitlyn, supporter for his turn. You put as many cards from your hand as you want on the bottom of your deck, and then you draw that many from the top of your deck. So he put all 4 at the bottom of his deck, and then drew another 4 from the top of his deck. Plays down a Full Art Latias EX, which I have to admit is one of my favorite cards ever made, just because Latias was my favorite Pokemon forever, and still is my second favorite. And Full Art Latias is just pretty. So I think he's debating what to do and decides to pass. So I draw an Ultra Ball, which is really unfortunate for him because that means I can begin to put up a second Darkrai. And there's the real one. I told you I had 2 real ones. Anyway, I just put up second Darkrai. I can begin powering it up for when this one eventually gets knocked out, if it does at all. I play... I forgot to play... Hold on. I think I might have played an N thinking it was a Dark Patch. Oops. That's unfortunate. But now that I see that, that was very brutal, and I'm sorry to my opponent for that. Now that I see that, I think that's what I did. I'll have to go back and watch it a little later, but Oops. So I Night Spear, bringing his Kangaskhan down to 10 HP and put another 30 on his Giratina EX. I believe Giratina has 180 total? I believe it has 180 total, and I'm just trying to put some on it so it'll be a little easier to take down later on. What I'm really hoping here, I think, is to draw a Dark Claw, which raises my Darkrai's attacks by 20 to the active. Then when I bring Giratina to the active spot, then the math is still a little off, I'd be 30 short. I think maybe I'm trying to... I don't know what I'm trying to do. So I draw an energy, I top deck an energy, free retreat into the other Darkrai, and Night Spear, knock out the Kangaskhan, put 30 on the Giratina, and I draw an energy switch for my prizes. So he plays down a Tornadus, and cannot do anything because he doesn't have energy. Unfortunately, my opponent's energy draws were very bad throughout this whole game. Feel bad. And I just top deck another energy. And there's no reason to really play it. There's nowhere to put it. So I just put 90 on Latias, another 30 on Giratina. At this point, I have won. I have damage on both the EXs, enough to knock either of them out if I Night Spear. There's always the option of him using a max potion, but when he was, well, I believe that he mentioned to me that he doesn't play it, and maybe he should, because, you know, he has so few energy and he seems to always get damaged, and I'm like, that's a good idea. So I know he doesn't play max potion, and I think that might have affected my decision making a little bit, but not too much. So, seeing here that it's just a matter of, you know, why take more turns necessary, I switch back to Sableye, get a computer search and Pokemon Catcher, just so I can try and bring up that Giratina next turn. And if not, then I'll just be able to put more damage on the Latias. So, I play Pokemon Catcher and flip Tails. It didn't work. So I'm going to computer search away random stuff for another catcher and search my deck for other random stuff just in case. Just in case catcher fails, then I'll be able to see what I still have left. Shuffle my deck. I'm going to play Pokemon Catcher and flip heads. I bring up Giratina, free retreat into Darkrai, and Night Spear for the game. In my last two cards were a Catcher and a Dark Energy. And that was a fun game. And like I said, this is mostly just to help people see how a typical game works. This is not an intense, you know, game that they would play at Worlds, because my opponent didn't have the best deck, and I didn't have the best Darkrai variant. But, you know, hopefully I'll be able to do this a whole lot more. I do have some competitive stuff coming up, so thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.